Well, welcome back. This is still the AM show. We're getting straight into the newspapers this morning. My friend Elton has joined us from across the road. Hello, Elton.
Hi, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm good.
You know,
getting ready for Christmas? Not yet.
Not yet?
No, not
What
yet.
are you waiting for?
I don't know, actually. I think I don't know. Maybe next week.
Next week will be Christmas itself.
Well, it's Saturday, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we have the whole of next week to kind of get ready. But yesterday, my sister and I were sitting down and kind of putting a Christmas budget together.
Okay.
We wanted to buy a goat.
A goat, okay.
Yeah, because we were thinking we were going to have, lots of friends over and stuff. But when we did the calculations and the remunerations and things...
The budget is overboard.
No, we decided that, no, it's okay.
You won't do the goat
we won't do again.
So what will you do?
We won't do anything anymore.
Hey. Why?
It's very, very serious. Because, when you want to buy a goat,
yeah.
So it's the goat. Then you have to think of the ginger, the paposhito, the sabolai, the tomatoes, the onions. Then if you're going to make goat jollof, you have to buy the rice. If you're going to make goat soup, then you have to think of the cassava, the plantain, then the water, the drinks, the biscuits. It's a lot of things.
Yeah, but it's Christmas.
Yeah, but Christmas this year is a 3-day event.
Yeah, you have to eat.
Oh, no, we do our usual eba and pepe.
Really?
Yes. What are you doing? What are you
Eba and pepper on Christmas.
Yeah.
And they are going to accept it.
Challenge. The economy doesn't allow for things like that. So it's you hear from here.
Yeah.
So what are you doing?
I'll do a barbecue on the 24th.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm inviting you officially.
Oh, wonderful. We'll be there.
Yeah, 24th night.
Oh, nice.
When I was like, we used to have tea party on the 24th.
Tea party?
Yeah, in my home.
Hey, Elton, wait.
My daddy will have a tea party.
Wait, Echo, are you listening? Elton used to have a tea party
on the 24th. 26th, we'll have a party.
Wait. The tea party, no. Tea.
So that is usually in the evening. Tea, bread with egg and all that. We are ushering ourselves into Christmas. So that's 24th evening.
Tea party.
25th we go to church.
So you wait, relax. The tea party. So teacups.
Yeah, we have
sauces and
everything. Like we are preparing us. It's like a warm up.
And you were very bougie.
Yeah, it was good.
Please, how many of you used to do tea party?
Tea party 24th.
To get ready for Christmas.
Yeah.
So then the tea party.
Yeah, after tea party 25th we go to church. After church we'll have family dinner of a sort. But 26th is a grand thing. We'll have party. We invite other people to come in. We'll have another party on the 1st of January. So my Christmas was always good when I was growing up.
I can see that. So this year, 24th.
I'll have a barbecue in my
Oh, nice. Okay, what time, please?
In the evening. Let's say around 5 p.m.
We'll be there.
Somewhere around 10 p.m.
Oh, that's nice. We'll be there. That sounds very exciting. All right. Well, you can join us at Elton's house. It's also, but usually 24th is when a lot of the churches do Christmas carols.
Exactly, yeah.
So will we be doing carol? We should do like a little carol.
Multimedia used to have it. I don't know whether it's happening this
year.
No,
I mean in your house.
Alongside the barbecue.
Nah.
It won't be bad.
Oh, the barbecue is boom boom chat boom chat.
You know.
Hey, Elton. Okay. Well, hello. Good morning to Awal. Listening to us from up north. Thank you for tuning in and Merry Christmas in advance. All right. So he's sending a goat. Oh, wow. To who? To me or to you, Echo? Awal is sending me a goat. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
How is the goat coming? By Chocho? From the north. Wow. Awal, you try me off air. Why? Let's discuss the logistics of the coming of the goats. Oh, that's fantastic.
So now all you need is the ingredients.
So now all I need is the
so we are
sabolai.
We are back
on track. Now that we have a goat, we are also taking donations for sabolai, intos, paposhito, all the things.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we get into the newspaper?
Of course, we need
before we get into the newspaper, I think for the first time this year, I was very, very proud of our president.
Tell me about it.
So, he went to the parliament.
Yeah, the European Parliament in France.
Yes. And I really like the way he told them off about the travel. Let me finish my answer. Thank you. I really like the way he told them off about the way that they are treating Africa, especially South Africa, and the fact that they should actually laud the South African scientists for having the...
For being very truthful.
And also having the knowledge to be able to,
Absolutely.
you know, identify. And instead of peanut, I mean, I'm very, 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 very proud of I'm going to play a song for President Akufo-Addo this morning.
It was good. I mean, this is the European Parliament. Every country is represented. According to Akufo-Addo, Netherlands was the first country to discuss.
Exactly. So how come they don't have a travel ban?
They were not put on the red list, but Africa, after being truthful and open with this matter, we are rather being discriminated.
But you know that he was standing there with some guyness,
you know,
because he knows that he's on point, especially because we are saying that you can't come to Ghana without the vaccinations. And so he was standing in a good place to be able to make that assertion. So well done. You haven't won my heart yet, but that was a nice move. So yeah, hats off to you. Okay.
So let's start with the papers. The Ghanaian Times is on the front page of the Ghanaian Times. Make COVID-19 vaccines available to all, President Akufo-Addo tells global leaders, and we'll get into that very shortly. Commercial quantity or deposit in hotel region, good news, that's according to Jenapo. But the front page, the lead story is that 3.6 million people lack food. If I put it this way, they don't have chew at the right time.
Wow.
Yes, and we'll get to that story also very soon. Page 2 of the Ghanaian Times, 9 arrested for Kuyorick and Skinman shooting remanded. 2 persons in judicial service received forgery, granted 110,000 bail. Hearing of pregnant Tadi woman kidnap case begins on January 6th. Very interesting story on the page 4 of the paper, which we'll get to shortly. Government in consultation to purchase new executive aircrafts, and this is coming from the Defense Minister, Dominic Nitiwu. Yeah, so we'll get to it. I mean, let me actually start with that story.
Yes.
And the Minister for Defense, Dominic Nitiwu, has underscored the need for a new wide-body executive aircraft for the Ghana Air Force for government business. Mr. Nitiwu said the absence of a wide body, I don't know what he means by wide body anyway, was affecting the operations of the Air Force, and that the CASA 295 currently being used was not suitable. Answering questions on the floor of Parliament in Accra yesterday, Mr. Nitiwu said the government was consulting with relevant stakeholders for the purchase of the aircraft to enable the Air Force to efficiently defend as expected. It must be noted that the CASA 295 is not suitable for government business in view of its design and features, making it a pure military aircraft. Until the government acquires a wide-body aircraft for the Ghana Air Force, the task assigned to it will continue to face major challenges and difficulties, Mr. Nitiwu told the House. The Speaker, because we do not have a Ghana Airways as it's paramount to have aircraft that can do government business. And then he talked about the logbook of the CASA 295, which is purely military aircraft. It's so full that it is not safe for us to continue to rely on the Air Force to be ferrying government officials. So this is Nitiwu's justification for the purchase of a new aircraft for the Ghana Air Force. But the main story on the front page of the Ghanaian Times is that about 3.6 million people in the country, 12% of the national population, are food insecure. And the 2030 Comprehensive Food Security and Vulnerability Analysis Survey has found majority of the food insecure, constituting 2.8 million, that's 78% of the sample household, live in the city, while 0.8 million, constituting 32% of the sample household, live in rural areas. Per the report, food insecurity does not mean there is hunger in Ghana, but that people do not have food at the right time, price, and place with the required nutritional value. It defined food security as a lack of consistent access to enough food for an active and healthy life, and food security as a physical and economic access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food by all people at all times to meet their dietary and food preference for an active and healthy, body. And then to the story that you are so excited about, President Akufo-Addo yesterday addressed the European Union Parliament in Strasbourg, France, and called on global leaders to help make COVID-19 vaccines available to all parts of the world. He also stressed the need to encourage everyone to take the jab to ensure that the fight against the pandemic is brought under control. President Akufo-Addo stated that COVID-19 had posed the greatest test to humanity in the initial decades of the 21st century in light of the ravages of the pandemic, which had affected all countries, rich or poor. According to President Akufo-Addo, the prediction of Africa going to be hit dramatically because of its relatively weak public health system, with streets being littered with dead bodies when the virus reached the continent, had not come to pass. And there's a quote that says, we're not given credit for quickly following the science as recommended, when many leaders in Europe were still fighting ideological battles and seeking to lay blame on the scourge of the virus rather than uniting to fight it. At every stage, we in Africa have been dismayed to discover that every attempt was being made to make COVID-19 also an African disease. Thus, the narrative emerged that it was not really that Africa were not dying from the pandemic. We had to be covering up the true levels of infection. And he went on to say that the European Union must do more to make the vaccines available, victimizing or discrimination against Africa, putting some African countries on the red list, when in fact South Africa led the way in discovering the Omicron, rather unacceptable and something that we cannot live with.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I get that. Any other stories?
Yeah, so the back page has Kotoko return for midweek action. Oli host Gold Stars at Sogakope at 10 a.m. If you go to the other sports pages, the GFA Executive Committee members are meeting their Santehene today to deliberate on matters affecting football. And then Arsenal clash with West Ham in Groenland London derby, but we know that Aubameyang has been stripped of the captainship of Arsenal, and it doesn't look like he'll be selected for tonight's game. There are people who are of the view that, well, they are raising issues about discrimination, racism here and there.
But I think it's more about performance.
He's not happy with it.
But it's about performance.
It's about performance and discipline.
Ah, well. Anyways, let me get into the daily graphic. And on the front page, births registry to be revamped. Local government minister. They're gathering primary data for development. Okay, so that's interesting. So in line with this, the head office of the registry in Accra will be relocated and digitally equipped to discharge its mandates, as well as efficiently exercise oversight responsibility for the registration of births, fetal deaths, and deaths across the country. Unsavory vaccine politics will derail COVID-19 fights. President Akufo-Addo tells EU Parliament mandatory vaccination kicks off at KIA. Over 100 travellers jabbed. I don't know if you caught the news, but Manuel was at the airport.
Yeah, and some people had to be forced to take the jab when they arrive. I mean, I don't know how some people think that you will still come to the country without having full vaccination certificate. That to me, I don't know whether they got the information or they just
refuse to do it. Well, I guess they're having to do it. It's either that or just go back.
Exactly. I don't want to believe that we shouldn't compromise on this, on the safety of the populace, against some few people who don't want to abuse our laws.
Absolutely agree. ECOWAS threatens more sanctions against Mali. Court suspends mandatory COVID-19 vaccination order. So this is Kenya. A Kenyan High Court has suspended a government order to prevent those who are not fully vaccinated from accessing services and entering public places, such as national parks. There's still people who don't want to take the vaccination.
But this morning on the 6 a.m. news on Joy, the head of the vaccination program, he was in the voter region to review what has been done so far. And his conclusion is that they have had to virtually throw away some of the vaccines because folks in the voter region will not avail themselves to be vaccinated because of stigma and some other meanings they are reading into it. And so some of the vaccines got expired. And for the first time, he's admitting that the country will not be able to meet the 20 million target vaccination by the end of this year, when we have just 15 days to wrap up the year.
Oh, well. Violence against women must be checked. I'm enjoying the offers in the newspaper. I think you noticed that my mind drifted. I drifted off a little because there seems to be some good offers. I'm looking at the PS5s and the watches, and it's very, very interesting. Yeah.
Well, let's clear them before Christmas.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay. GAMFED adopts mobile ICT learning to improve school attendance. There's an organization that's advising the woman called She. Oh, it's a non-governmental organization. That's a very nice name, the woman called She. Okay, is asking that we monitor children's internet use, and it's true. If you have kids, they get up to all sorts on the internet. Unsavory vaccine politics will derail COVID-19 fight. Mandatory vaccination. Okay, those stories were on the front page. Let's do the center spread. Vice President launches TVET Service. So that's interesting. UNICEF calls for renewed commitment to children's welfare. That's the center spread of the daily graphic. And let me just skip to the back page. Okay, GHS launches campaign to prevent maternal deaths. I think last year or so the maternal deaths, the number was coming down.
Yes.
Yeah, really coming down. And so, okay, GHS is launching a campaign to prevent that. And Ochehene marks day with cleanup. Okay, that's it for the Daily Graph.
The Daily Statesman lead story, TVET's education get boost, and this is in an attempt to bring together all technical and vocational programs run by 19 different ministries under one umbrella. The government has launched the Ghana Technical and Vocational Education and Training Service, and this was done by the Vice President yesterday. National Football amputee team urged to stop internal fighting. I don't know whether the internal fighting led them to go to Tanzania
without return tickets.
So that's the advice coming from the Minister for Youth and Sports when they presented the trophy they won to the minister. And Samson Dean, president of the Ghana Paralympics Association, apologized to the minister on behalf of the team for participating in the event without notifying the ministry. But the advice is that they should stop the internal fight. Member of the Council of State says, plot against my business politically instigated. And this is Eunice Asomahine, a member of the Council of State and Chief Executive Officer of La Bianca Company Limited, one of the biggest frozen foods companies in Ghana, says the recent plot by some competitors to collapse her business were politically instigated. The Council of State member who owns another company called Our Frozen Food has alleged that there is so much power play within the governing MPP that some party gurus see her becoming financially too powerful for their liking. According to her, after reporting her to the president for no wrong done, detractors still seemed not to be happy and therefore resorted to all means to bring her on her knees. But Ms. Asomahine says she's just a vessel being used by God to help humanity and has therefore urged her critics to rather fight the Almighty if they feel threatened or uncomfortable with her financial breakthrough. Some stories here in the Statesman newspaper. Finally, the Ministry of Finance has said that the Ghana Revenue Authority will manage all the processes for the collection of the proposed e-levy. It has therefore asked the public to ignore publication which indicated that the government had dropped the allocation of 241.9 million Ghana cedis for the e-levy transaction services in the 2022 budget, and it would therefore not appear in the appropriation. But the ministry has also asked the public to ignore the viral publication which further alleged that a private company had been awarded a contract to collect the e-levy. The finance ministry, in a statement, debunked the allegation, saying they are all untrue. Now, what we are all waiting to see is appropriation bill that will be laid in Parliament today, and whether or not it will capture e-levy, and at what percentage would it appear in appropriation bill, and whether the 241 million Ghana cedis will be allocated to GRA for the collection.
For the collection.
And whether a middleman will appear or not. These are...
It's going to be another interesting day in Parliament.
Absolutely. Yeah. Today and tomorrow. If the House will go on recess on Friday, then it will have to pass appropriation before the end of the week. Last but one page, foreign stories. Uganda opposition leader Bobi Wine under house arrest. I wonder how many times this guy will be arrested
Charlie.
in his lifetime.
Charlie.
Yeah, it looks like every time he steps out of the house, he's arrested, he's taken back to the house and all that. Yeah, COVID-19 Prime Minister faces big rebellion as MPs vote on new restriction. And I'm so happy we are not in the UK, you are in Ghana, because the prediction is that half of the country will have to be isolating on the 25th because of the rise in cases of COVID-19 and the Omicron All right,
So it's going to be a quiet
it's
Christmas.
absolutely going to be.
I mean, but then again, I mean, from my experience
UK.
being in the UK for over a lot of Christmases, most Christmas days are quite quiet anyways. Yeah. I think the tubes don't work. I can't remember.
Don't work on the 25th.
They don't work on Christmas Day. I don't think buses work either. So it's unless you're driving, it's really difficult going on. And lots of Londoners don't really drive.
Exactly.
And then it's probably cold and snowing, so you definitely won't be inside. The upside is that, of course, you can have family and all of that. But I mean, so I loved Christmas and anyway.
So that's your statement.
Okay, let me do the daily guide. O24 coins out. O24 gold coins details out. So O24 has these commemorative gold coins that are being unveiled. They were unveiled actually. KGL acquired the first commemorative gold coin for 1 million cedis in support of Ankomah development. Now these are to celebrate him as the peacekeeping man of the year, or something like that. Backburn OK's NDC motion from Dubai, and share COVID vaccines worldwide. That's Nana to the EU. Okay, Arctic heat record is like Mediterranean. That's according to UN. So the highest temperature ever recorded in the Arctic, 38 degrees Celsius, has been officially confirmed, sounding alarm bells over Earth's changing climate. The WMO on Tuesday verified the record, reported in the Siberian town on 20th June last year. The temperature was 18 degrees Celsius higher than the area's average daily maximum for June. And as the world is getting hotter, we're getting more worried about the fact that our ice deposits will begin to melt. And the countries that are actually below sea level could disappear completely.
That's very serious.
Like the Maldives, which I really want, because I can't imagine it not existing anymore. No to military rule. Sudan protesters returned to streets. Belarusian opposition leader jailed for 18 years. Okay. Let's do some entertainment. Martha Ankomah goes behind the camera. Toby Afede adjudged Ghana's most outstanding chief in 2021. Thames reflects on Ugandan prison experience. If you don't know who Thames is, she's a lady who sang You Don't Need No Other Body with Wizkid. And then Justin Bieber came on that song as well. Megan Thee Stallion dedicates humanitarian award to late grandmother. There's more entertainment stories on page 14. Sarkodie for MTN Pulse Hangouts, and Neil and Tateville's fans are Just a Voice concert. Also, Obiba Sly Collins fights corruption. A new video. Backpage, GFA storms Manhyia today. Arsenal strips Aubameyang of captaincy. And apparently he has a record for being a reputation for being late to some of these things.
They have the view that he's not showing leadership. So
exactly. GA endorses second Saturday marathon, and rugby league hits Tamale. All right, that's it for the daily guide. The
Business and Financial Times. There's good news finally for the Volta River Authority after 9 years of running the company and not making profits. So finally, the Volta River Authority made a profit of 156 million Ghana cedis in the year 2020 fiscal year, up from a loss of 127 million cedis the previous year. Last year's profit brings to an end a streak of losses in the last 9 years and was achieved through reduction in cost, leveraging technology, and an aggressive export strategy. VRA Chief Executive Officer Emmanuel Mtwidankwa told the BNFT a recovery plan introduced in 2017 played a pivotal role in guiding the state-owned power generator and supply back to the path for profitability. The most important thing, I think, for all state institutions is to control your costs and do some work on your revenue. So it means that state enterprises can make profit if they put their minds to it. After 9 years, VRA is now posting profits of 156 million Ghana cedis, and basically cutting costs, leveraging technology. That's been the driving force behind the new VRA that we are seeing. Ghana Stock Exchange celebrates stakeholders Ochimman Zoomlion Clean Shebi to commemorate Ochihene's 71st birthday, which is today. So we say happy birthday to the Ochihene Osajifo Amoitia Ofuripenyin. Regulate online forest trading platform to make revenue. That's an advice. Bank of Ghana organizes a workshop on money laundering for rural banks. And so basically, if you get the Business and Financial Times, all the business stories that you need on this Wednesday morning, you will have them.
Okay. You're going to Kumasi this weekend, aren't you?
Yeah, this weekend on Saturday.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I just I saw the shift this morning. Are you working Christmas or New Year?
I'm working Christmas too, so.
Oh, okay. So
yeah,
you'll be here next
I'll
week,
be here,
and then you'll be off the following week.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, anyways, thank you for joining us this morning.
I'm grateful.
We'll do this again tomorrow morning. But shall we just go to My Joy Online really quickly? We have about 2 minutes before we have to hand over to the sports team. So myjoyonline.com, please. Okay, whilst we're waiting, okay, there we are. Bosman Asari and other EC officials kicked out of meeting with Parliament for failing to justify Jean Mensa's absence. So apparently there was a meeting and they were supposed to go and meet
the Special Budget Committee.
The special, to discuss,
their budget
questions on their budget for.
Yeah, so usually you go and then you defend your budget.
So why wasn't Jean Mensa there?
They could not produce any tangible reason. That's the reason why the MPs asked them to go and bring her. Otherwise, they will not listen to them. If you also don't get your budget approved, it means that you go into 2022 without any meaningful spending power.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Other stories on myjoyonline.com. I once confronted an evasive defaulter at my mother's funeral over deaths. So that's Kofi Amabe. Presidential jets not on the priority list of Ghana Air Force. Okujeto Ablakwa made COVID-19 vaccines available to all parts of the world. Akufo-Addo to the EU. EFL did not specify why they broke away. Fix the country movement. I'm following that story.
Very interesting.
Yeah,
the way some other external influencers are dividing their front.
Yeah, it seems like I was reading Edwin Appiah's post on Facebook, and he was talking about the fact that Fix the Country movement seems to be influenced a little bit by some political parties, and then he talks about Ernesto, and who he is as a person. So interesting conversation there. If you head on social media, I'm sure you can find it. But that's it from us for news review, newspaper review, and online review. Of course, the show continues after this with the sports. Muftar will be joining us, and then we'll have our honourable members of Parliament joining us this morning to have a myriad of conversations on different issues, and then we'll be getting into all of that. So also showbiz coming up, and I'll be telling you about the party in the park that's happening on December 27th. Lots more here on the AM show. Don't go.